Welcome back to Garden Guru. If your yard still feels messy, unfinished, or overwhelming, there's a good chance you're fixing the wrong thing first. A few new plants here, some mulch there, maybe new furniture, and somehow the yard still feels off. That's because most yards don't need everything fixed at once, they need the right thing fixed first. So today, I'm going to show you what to fix first based on the problem your yard actually has. If your yard feels messy, start here. If it feels exposed, start here. If it feels empty, start here. And stick around, because near the end, I'll give you a simple way to figure out what your yard's real first fix probably is, so you stop wasting time on the wrong things. I've got 7 common issues to cover, so let's get into it. Number 1. If your front yard has no curb appeal, fix this first: the entry path. If a front yard has no curb appeal, a lot of people assume the answer is more plants, more flowers, more color, more shrubs, more stuff around the foundation. But very often, that is not the first fix. The first fix is the entry path. Because the entry path is the welcome line of the yard. It tells the eye where to go. It frames the approach to the house, and it creates the feeling that the front yard is intentional instead of just planted. If that path feels ignored, disconnected, or visually weak, the whole front yard tends to feel less inviting, even if the lawn is healthy, even if the plants are fine, even if nothing is technically wrong. That is why I would usually start there, not by redoing everything, just by strengthening the path area. That might mean defining the edges more clearly, framing the walkway with simple planting, repeating a few plants along the approach, or giving the path more visual presence so it feels like part of the design instead of an afterthought. Because when the entry feels stronger, the whole front yard often improves with it. The eye starts reading the yard differently, and that is exactly what a good first fix should do. It should improve the experience of the whole space, not just one tiny corner. Number 2. If your yard feels messy, fix this first: the edges. This is one of the biggest ones. When a yard feels messy, people often assume they need to clean out plants, buy new mulch, add flowers, or redo whole beds. And sometimes those things help. But a lot of messy yards do not need more plants first. They need better edges. Because edges are what tell the eye, this is lawn, this is bed, this is path, this is patio, this is planted area. When those boundaries feel weak, blurry, or inconsistent, the whole yard starts to feel looser and more chaotic. That is true even when the plants themselves are perfectly healthy. That is why edges are often the smartest first fix. They create clarity quickly. A cleaner edge can make the exact same yard feel much more intentional without changing the whole planting plan. And that is a very high-value first move, because it does not require starting over. It just strengthens the structure that should already be there. So if your yard feels messy, ask yourself before you buy anything new, do I really need more stuff, or do I need clearer boundaries first? A lot of the time, that is the real answer. Number 3. If your backyard feels unused, fix this first: the seeding zone. If a backyard feels unused, the first thing I would usually fix is not the planting around the edges. It is the seeding zone. Because a backyard becomes usable when there is a clear place to be. That sounds simple, but it is one of the biggest differences between a yard that gets looked at and a yard that gets used. A lot of backyards technically have space, but they do not really have a reason to stay. There may be lawn, there may be beds, there may even be a patio. But if the seating feels random, disconnected, or undefined, the whole space can still feel like it is waiting for something. That is why the seating zone is such a strong first fix. Because once there is a clear place to sit, gather, or pause, the backyard starts functioning differently. Now it is not just open space, it is a place people can actually use. That does not always require a major build. Sometimes it means placing the furniture more intentionally, defining the sitting area more clearly, framing it with containers or planting, giving it shade or a little privacy, or simply making it feel like a destination instead of furniture dropped onto a lawn. Because before you beautify the whole backyard, it helps to decide, where does life actually happen here? That is often the smarter first move. Number 4. If your flower beds feel random, fix this first: repetition. When flower beds feel random, the first thing a lot of people want to do is add more color. But usually, that is not the first fix. The first fix is repetition. Because random-looking beds often are not lacking beauty, they are lacking pattern. There may be lots of nice plants in the bed, nice flowers, nice foliage, nice color, but if everything appears once, or every plant feels like its own separate choice, the bed can start feeling accidental instead of designed. That is where repetition helps. Repetition is one of the fastest ways to make a bed feel more intentional. It gives the eye something to recognize. It creates rhythm. It ties one part of the bed to another. And it often does more than adding one more new plant ever would. That is why if a bed feels random, I would not usually start by shopping for something totally different. I would start by asking, what already works here? What shape works? What color works? What plant feels strongest? Then I would repeat that idea more confidently. Because a bed often stops feeling random when the strongest idea shows up more than once. That is a very smart first fix, and usually a much more effective one than just adding variety. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break from the video to tell you about the latest free guide I created for you. This one is a small backyard layout guide, and it's completely free at the link below. If that sounds useful to you, be sure to download it. Now, back to the video. Number 5. If your yard feels empty, fix this first: vertical structure. If a yard feels empty, the first fix is often not more little plants. It is vertical structure. Because a lot of empty-feeling yards are not actually too small on planting, they are too flat. Everything sits low. Everything stays near the ground. Nothing gives the yard enough height, scale, or presence. And when that happens, the whole space can feel blank, underdeveloped, or like it never really got anchored. That is where vertical structure becomes important. A small tree, a taller shrub, a trellis, a vertical focal element, a stronger upright feature. Any of those can help give the yard more dimension. This is especially useful in yards that have lots of lawn, low flower beds, no real anchoring element, or no place where the eye rises and settles. Because height changes how the whole yard reads, it gives the space scale. It gives the eye something to land on, and it often improves the yard faster than adding more small scattered plants ever would. So if the yard feels empty, I would usually ask, what in this space actually gives it height? If the answer is not much, that is a very good clue about what to fix first. Number 6. If your yard is too much work, fix this first: simplify the maintenance zones. If your yard feels like too much work, the first fix is usually not working harder. It is simplifying the maintenance zones. A lot of high-maintenance yards are not high maintenance because they are big. They are high maintenance because they are chopped up into too many little tasks. Tiny beds, awkward lawn strips, scattered pots, random little planting areas, plants in places that are annoying to access, lots of separate edges to manage. That is where the work adds up. And that is why simplifying the maintenance zones is usually the right first fix. Because once the yard gets less fragmented, the upkeep often gets easier very quickly. That might mean combining smaller beds into stronger shapes, reducing unnecessary lawn edges, grouping pots instead of scattering them everywhere, simplifying the plant palette, or making the yard easier to move through and care for. This is one of those fixes that often improves both the look and the workload at the same time, because a choppy yard usually feels messy and exhausting. So if the yard is too much work, do not ask first, what chore should I do next? Ask, what part of this layout is creating unnecessary work all the time? That is usually where the smarter first fix lives. Number 7. If your yard feels exposed, fix this first: the sightline. If a yard feels exposed, the first fix is usually not screening the entire property line. It is fixing the sight line. This is a really important distinction because when people feel exposed in the yard, they often think the answer is more privacy everywhere, bigger screening everywhere, block the whole fence line, plant all around the boundary. But that can become expensive, slow, and visually heavy very fast. A lot of the time, the real issue is one or two sight lines that make the space uncomfortable. Maybe it is the direct view from a neighbor's window. Maybe it is the line of sight from one side yard into the patio. Maybe it is the one angle that makes the backyard feel like a stage. That is what I would fix first, not the whole perimeter, the view that actually creates the discomfort. Because once that one sightline gets interrupted, the whole yard can start feeling much more protected. And the fix does not always have to be massive. It might be a tree, a trellis, a planted screen, a grouped container arrangement, or one vertical element placed in the right line of sight. That is what makes this such a smart first move. It is strategic. You are not screening everything. You are solving the real privacy problem first. And that usually gets you much farther, much faster. So if your yard feels overwhelming, here is the bigger idea I want you to remember. Do not start by fixing whatever is easiest to buy something for. Start by fixing the thing that is most responsible for how the yard feels. If the front yard has no curb appeal, start with the entry path. If the yard feels messy, start with the edges. If the backyard feels unused, start with the seating zone. If the flower beds feel random, start with repetition. If the yard feels empty, start with vertical structure. If the yard is too much work, start by simplifying the maintenance zones. If the yard feels exposed, start with the sightline. That is the pattern. The smartest first fix depends on the dominant problem. And once that first problem gets addressed, the rest of the yard usually starts making a lot more sense. And here is that simple way to figure out what your yard's real first fix probably is. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. What is the first thing that feels wrong when I look at the yard? 2. What part of the yard affects the whole space the most? 3. What fix would make the biggest visual or functional difference right away? That is the check. Because the best first fix is not always the biggest fix. It is the one that changes how the whole yard feels. And once you can see that clearly, it gets much easier to stop wasting time on the wrong improvements. Well, there you have it. I hope this helped you feel more confident about what to fix first in your yard. Don't forget to download my free guides at the link below. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting your hands dirty. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, and I'll see you in the next one.